Ah, the Amazon rainforest. Endless rows of lush ferns and towering trees covered in moss. It truly is a spectacle to see. Except this isn't exactly the Amazon. It's not even in a tropical climate. This rainforest is in Canada, and these scenes were shot in the middle of winter. It might sound unbelievable, but Canada isn't alone here. There are rainforests just like this in the UK, Alaska, and even Norway. So, if you want to learn more about Santa's closest winter vacation spots, you've come to the right place. I'm Kenny, and these are the northernmost rainforests on Earth.
We'll start off here, in British Columbia's coastal rainforest.
It spans over 1,000 kilometers along Canada's west coast and reaches as high as the 60th parallel. For reference, that's 700 kilometers north of where polar bears can be found. And based on scenes like this, you might want to call it a tropical rainforest. Although at these latitudes, rainforests are called temperate because they're found in Earth's temperate zone. Both get lots of rain and mild winters, but temperate rainforests are naturally a little chillier, so you won't find any monkeys swinging from trees or toucans flying by. What you can find are some pretty unique animals though, and they're super easy to spot, so let me show you how it's done. That over there, well, that's called the Pacific tree frog. In 2007, it was named the state frog of Washington. Seriously. Oh, whoa, check those guys out over there. That's an actual cougar and a spirit bear, which is an albino black bear. And wait, what's that over there? Like behind the rock. Hey, it's me. And I'm pointing to something. Oh, you little rascal, you. Okay, there is something. And it's called a banana slug. They're endemic to these rainforests, meaning you can't find them anywhere else in the world. And they're named after bananas because of their yellow color and gigantic size. Adults can grow up to 10 inches in length, making them the second largest slug on Earth. Oh, and speaking of size, this is a western red cedar that's 15 feet in diameter. Because of the warm and wet winters here, these trees can grow year-round for thousands of years, undisturbed by forest fires. And when you look around, you won't find many of them left. That's because white colonists are the worst and decided to log almost all of them about 100 years ago. Luckily, there are a few local NGOs that work to protect these guys, so if you want to see this instead of this, consider donating. I have some links in the description. Getting back on topic, Canada's rainforest is pretty cool, but we can go a lot further north. That's because BC's rainforest extends into Alaska, and this is where things get really wild, as in undisturbed wild, like the largest protected rainforest in the US. Extending just a bit north of British Columbia, Tongass National Forest is home to the majority of Alaska's old-growth rainforests, some as old as 2,000 years. And the interesting thing about this location is that a simple Google or YouTube search will tell you it's the northernmost rainforest on Earth. Except it's not. Tongass Forest is certainly far north, but there's a rainforest right next door called Chugach National Forest that extends above the state capital of Anchorage, meaning it's above the 62nd parallel north and only about 500 kilometers shy of being in the Arctic Circle. For the most part, these rainforests are similar to Canada's. Uncharacteristically biodiverse for near Arctic regions, excessive rainfall, and warm winters. The main difference here is that things get a little more boreal, meaning that you'll find more coniferous trees with needles and less deciduous trees with broad leaves. This is just because needles are better adapted to colder environments. Speaking of which, I've been talking about rainforests in Alaska like it's a completely normal concept, so let me elaborate on how that's even possible. This is the North Pacific Gyre. It's a massive current of ocean water that flows clockwise in the North Pacific. Because of this, it has the ability to take warmer ocean water from the equator and absolutely smack the Pacific Northwest coast with heavy rain and a mild climate. This leads to rainforest growth all the way from San Francisco to Alaska, making it the largest temperate rainforest on Earth. And to be completely honest, that's where I thought this video would end, in Alaska. At least until I found this book. So yeah, the northernmost rainforests on Earth are in Norway. And it's not a coincidence. Just like in the Pacific, ocean currents in the Atlantic push warmer equatorial waters to northwestern Europe, bringing with it rain and a warmer climate. This allows for rainforests to reach pretty far north, like above the 67th parallel, meaning they extend well into the Arctic Circle. Some fragments even reach the 69th parallel in the Valley of Malsev. And at first glance, you probably wouldn't realize you're in the Arctic. It sort of looks more like Costa Rica than anything. But if you look closely, you'll notice a key difference. The trees here rarely grow above 30 meters in height thanks to the long chilly winters, so it's kind of like a stunted mini dwarf rainforest. Pretty cool. And even in the Arctic Circle, you'll still find lush pockets rich in epiphytes. That's just a fancy term for plants that grow on trees like mosses and ferns. So yeah, if you really want to trip your friends up, go to Norway after COVID and tell them you saw rainforests in the Arctic Circle. Guarantee they won't believe you. Anyways, that's it for the video. This one was a doozy to write, film, and edit, so I really hope you enjoyed it, or at least learned something. As always, here's 30 seconds of nature footage to end things off.